This also has its blueprint, the blades, and the gauntlets inside of, well, the new open world. Father has it, who can be located here, and the symbol is, well, it's basically the weapon guy. You're going to come and see this guy for pretty much all the new weapons, because, well, there it is. This thing had better be good. But it does make up for it in a few things. Increased heavy attack range. Heavy attacks at max combo to keep the extended range and slam radius for 3 minutes. And even though technically it did come out, wow, 2020, this weapon is one of those I never decided what to do with it. I preferred running it with status, as you can see. Ignore the fact all the numbers are red. I know I need to change some display things because that does not work for me. Because obviously when you go to this, it turns red to say it does less damage. I've been running it like this more because as much as I like just running it basically condition overload style build, at the time it would have worked. It was 100% extra damage. It was more than that, but they did kind of ruin that mod. It worked wonders because you have the elemental side of things and well, it's pretty easy to change that. But I have kind of been running more sacrificial mods and somehow the slam attack has gone up a lot. The slide attack has gone up a heck of a lot. The actual base damage has gone up because Spoiled Strike is in here. Fury to kind of counter it. It is still speeding it up just a tiny little bit. So as long as it stayed above 1, I was quite happy with that. Primed won't fit in here. I need one more former before I can get that far, but it just does more damage. And with the added crit chance, it just turned it into a whole different beast rather than running condition overload like everybody says you have to for anything, really. Kind of status based. What I would love would be a 9th mod slot for kind of obvious reasons, because if we put that in there, that extra 1.8 crit multiplier, oh, that will near enough double the damage this thing does when it does crit almost 50% of the time. But I just cannot bring myself to spend more former on this simply because fitting Amalgam Organ Shatter, yes, that will increase the crit damage. More importantly, it has the 60% wind-up speed for heavy attacks, and this thing, its heavy attacks, it's kind of its party piece, meaning that, oh, I would much rather put that in than Fury, but Spoiled Strike taking 20% of the attack speed. This thing wasn't a fast attack speed to begin with, 0.917. And with Spoiled Strike in there, it literally goes to 0.733, so you need Fury in there because weapons like this, the quicker you can attack, the more damage you can do. Kind of goes with every weapon anyway. This is just a prime example of Spoiled Strike works wonders, but without Fury in there to counter it, 0.733, not worth it in the slightest, sadly, which I really do wish they would add a 9th mod slot. Not 10, 10 would be overkill, 9 would be kind of perfect. Instead of it being 2x4, it's basically a 3x3 grid, meaning 9 mod slots instead of 8. But that's never gonna happen, so that's just wishful thinking like everybody else. It would be really nice to have that one, it's not greedy, one extra mod slot, but it would have made it so much better, which is another reason I kind of benched this. That, and I would so love to find an actual Riven for this that has crit and attack speed on it, because that would be the perfect solution for the lack of its extra slot, because this thing, when it came out, was so much fun to use. Ran it for ages, and then kind of took it off and forgot about it, and then realised I had most of this video recorded, and never did anything with it because I never decided whether I preferred it on crit or on status, or kind of a mix of both, using sacrificial steel in all the 4 dual stat elemental mods, because it added total damage, it added slide attack, it added heavy slam attack, slide attack, all increased. The damage for heavies went up, the slam attack for the heavy attacks went up, not as much as the base heavy attacks, because I think that was about 2. This is closer to 2.5 for the heavies. It was just so much fun, and it was a prime example of what weapons should have been like. Remember back when Warframe actually used to add weapons to the game, even though that was a year and a half ago. This weapon has one of the coolest animations I have ever actually seen when it comes to heavy attacks. Literally spinning around, that's normal, you expect that. You can see what's about to happen here because it goes for the kind of an uppercut, and then hands come back to the side and the weapon goes back to normal. That is just, I love these things. The animations on them are great, and the fact that they grow for added range and then you do the spin attack on heavy attacks is just, oh, there is something about these that I really thoroughly am still enjoying, as you can tell by the fact that I still have them equipped. But because there's just no new melee weapons since these came out, I've left them equipped. I really hope I don't need the paracesis for anything, because I leave that on permanently. But the fact that you have 3 to match the claws on one hand and 2 to match the 2 claws on the other, oh, these things look so nice. And just that little animation there as well. I am having way too much fun with these things. Way too much fun. I haven't actually checked to see if there's anything about the heavy attack. It just kind of does a normal heavy attack. It doesn't I was kind of hoping it would shoot the vines into the ground or something for added explosion, but no such luck. Anyway, absolutely loving these things, even if they're not the most damaging things in existence. I wish they were, but they're just probably one of the best animations, because there's the slight uppercut, that's a normal animation, it's the fact that there's that. That's the animation I really like. But we'll leave this off here for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.